I'm Julie with julieratnoff.com, and in today's video I wanted to talk about how there are simply not enough hours in the day to get it all done. Okay, that's not the truth. That's just the story that I like to tell myself very often, and you might be doing the same thing on those days where your to-do list is out of hand, there's so much going on, and you just feel like you're barely getting above water just to get through the basic day-to-day stuff. While that might be some of the days, on a lot of other times we might tell ourselves there's not enough time, but what we're really doing is choosing to do different activities. For example, one of the things that I like to tell myself I don't have enough time to do is meditate. In reality, I do have enough time. I'm often choosing to do other things instead, and then it just sort of slips away as the day goes on. So this always ends up being something like, okay, I'm going to spend 5, 10, 20 minutes, whatever, sitting, and I get out my phone, and then all of a sudden, oh, social media, and I start scrolling through social media, and here we go. An hour later, I have done nothing but look at Facebook and Instagram. And yes, it feels like a complete waste of time, and it goes fast. So yeah, I could have probably fit 5 minutes of meditation in that little time there. Another thing I like to do is putter around the house. So this looks like going from room to room, walking around, not really doing anything, but somehow time just flies and I don't really know what happened to it. And that's okay. Like, this is actually healthy to have that need to putter, and when it does come at the expense of getting your things done on your to-do list or any activity that needs to happen, then it can be a little bit of a challenge. So what are some things you can do to help maximize your time during the day? The first step is to triage your to-do list. So think about going into an emergency room. What happens? They're not going to necessarily take the first person that walks in. They're going to take the person with the most critical injury. So they might, if they're overwhelmed with a lot of people, they might break everybody off into different areas of degrees of severity and go in that order. So treat your to-do list the same way. What are the things you have to get done? Have to today, and prioritize those things. And sometimes those are the things that you don't want to do the most, and it might be even better to attack those first and get them out of the way. So the other things on your list, like return something, or I don't know, whatever it is, maybe that's something you don't have to do immediately and it can wait a few days. So really put the priorities on the things that have to get done, and maybe just pick the top 3 even and highlight them, bold, put X's by them, whatever it looks like to make it really stand out. So then if you do have time to get to the rest of your list, then great, go for it. And if you got to the most immediate things needed, perfect, you're done for the day. Another trick I like to use is setting a timer. I've talked about this a bunch of times with my clients. They know this one well. And I do it with my kids. I do it with everything because I definitely suffer from a lot of ADD when I'm trying to do things that just don't feel like I want to do. So if I have an activity that I need to get done and I'm having a hard time focusing, I'll set a timer. So maybe it's 20 minutes, maybe it's 30 minutes. It just depends on the activity and how much focus I want to put into it. And during that time, my goal is to be laser focused. So that means if I'm on the computer doing an activity, I'm not going to be looking at my email. I'm not going to be, again, looking at social media or any other diversions that might come up during that time. I'm going to spend it really focused. And then when the timer goes off, I'm going to stop and take a break. I'm not going to keep going. I'm going to take a 5-minute break at least, get up, move, stretch. And then if I need to get back to my activities that I'm doing, if it's work, if it's research, whatever it is that I'm doing, then I will set the timer again and keep going. And if I am done, then I'm done. This can be with any activity. It can be cleaning, it can be work, it can be homework. This is a great one to do with kids, especially if they have hours of homework. And it really is beneficial to take these brain breaks. Your brain really needs a minute to just sort of reset, and chances are you're back. You probably need to get up and stretch and move around and support yourself that way as well. The last trick is to put it in the calendar. So again, these activities that maybe you have to do during the day that you don't want to do, or they're just part of your regular day, put it in the calendar like it's an appointment that you need to show up to, and then show up and do it at that time. And for some reason, if it gets to the point where you can't actually do the activity at the time you set, then move the appointment later in the day and then get to it then. This is where using an electronic calendar can be really helpful. So sometimes also you need to schedule fun. We forget to do things that are fun. So you don't have to know what you're doing necessarily, but maybe it's like 2 hours of me time. And maybe that me time can include puttering around the house. Maybe it can include your social media search, or maybe it's something creative or fun, or a walk or a phone call, or getting out and doing something. Either way, don't forget to put that in your day, your week, your weekend, whenever it can fit in. So to recap, the 3 tricks to help get more done in your day is to triage your list, put things in importance first, set a timer, and put it in your calendar. I hope these tricks were helpful. I know I have to remind myself to do them a lot of times. I am the queen of procrastination, so I get it. If you need support around getting your day organized, keeping on track of things, just any kind of coaching around how to be more efficient, I'd love to help. Let me know, drop me a note, hit reply, and I would love to hear from you. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.